All right, boys, we are back. College basketball is back. We just witnessed the Champions Classic in its natural form, which is disgusting basketball, but I love it. And the Hawks get another win. How many straight have they won in the Champions Classic? I don't know. Feels like a lot.
Yeah, God, when did we lose last?
2020?
2020, was that
Duke when we choked?
Yeah.
Oh, we had 1,000 turnovers. That's crazy. But yeah, Bill Self's the all-time winningest coach Kansas history. That's pretty sweet. AB, before the show, B-turn, this is before you even hopped on. AB mentioned he had some takes, and I don't know what the reaction is. I haven't seen much on Twitter yet, so I'm gonna push it over to AB. I want to get your instant takes before we talk about anything else, because I love to get in the mind of Anthony back. So let's hear it.
It's an interesting one at that, Ryan. Here's my thing. I'm horrified of this roster still. I really am. And I know that's negative Nancy, but it was like the minute they stepped out of the field house, there goes the offense again. They looked great for stretches on Friday. I almost said Saturday. Friday. We kind of expected that. The first half was probably some of the best basketball we've seen. But I guess we had some of those halves last year, though. That's why it's so hard for me to figure out what this team is, what it's going to be, and comparing it to this year and last year, whatever it may be. But I'm very scared because it's AJ and DeJuan, man. DeJuan late was big, I will say that, but it just felt like the whole game. It's like almost like they're trying to fit them into the roster rather than, I mean, at this point with KJ, we've said it a million times, what do you do with him in general? But it just kind of feels like, well, he's on the roster and we can't make him leave, so let's just see how it works with all these other guys around him. I just don't know what, it sounds crazy, position to play him or what his role, defense and energy, I guess, but even defensively, he gave up that wide open three with a minute and a half to go. He wasn't within 10 feet of the guy. So it's like, it's frustrating because I love him. I've mentioned my love for that guy for years and years on this very podcast, but I don't know what role he can play for this team to be like championship level good.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. And I agree. Like I think everyone would agree as you watch this team, he does not fit in that role. But what has me so excited about this team and why I'm not taking anything away from this game, and me and you, we were texting about this Friday, and I was disagreeing with you because, your point was like, yeah, we always look pretty, we looked good early in the year last year too. But like, to me, this team they've got guys. We saw more lineup combinations tonight that I think we will see more of. Like, I loved seeing a little bit of, I don't know if I love Flory and Hunter next to each other, but I don't know. You saw AJ at the 4 a little bit instead of KJ. Like, I just love the options we have. I think it's going to be nights where it's ugly, but we scored 47 points in the second half. We found a way. I do worry about KJ, but I think my overall point is we have enough guys that we can still find ways to win. Whereas last year there was nobody else. Like, it was just a bad roster, and KJ was forced to play 35 minutes a game, 40 minutes a game. He still might, but I think we might have enough guys around him that we can still be really good. I hope he doesn't, but yeah, I'm not ready to panic about that yet.
Yeah. I don't want to seem like I'm panic either. I just want to put a pin in it. Just put a pin. Left down Fieldhouse didn't look as crisp. I am worried. I am scared, but it's not disaster by any means yet. Just putting a pin in it for now. We'll see. It's November 12th right now. There's a lot of basketball to be played. I'm just gut reaction and kind of scarred from last year kind of vibes so far.
Yeah, that first half was big time
bad.
PTSD from last year. But B-turn, what were your takes?
Yeah, speaking of bad basketball, I think both teams started 0 for 7-ish from 3. So I don't even know who made the first 3. Michigan State was awful. 24 for 69 from the floor, 3 for 24 from 3. So it was never really in doubt that we were going to lose. That Michigan State kept tying it up. I don't know if they ever took the lead, or at least late. I don't know if they ever took the lead, but it felt like a game that we could dominate if any of our starters made shots. Hunter was 13 for 21, and then the rest of the start, I think Juan was 2 for 7, KJ was 1 for 7, Zeke was 2 for 8. I guess the good thing about Zeke is he did other things besides score it. Tough night scoring, but he had 10 rebounds, 7 assists, and like you said, you see the flashes with the other guys. Store and Ryland weren't amazing, but I thought those guys did a good job of, or at least Rilo, getting out and transition, getting other guys involved. You saw the flashes with Story, hit a big three, he had a nice finish in transition. So you see it with them. Foul trouble has just been a huge issue through 2 games. Like UNC, that never should have been a game. I mean, RJ Davis was terrible. I think he was 3 for 16 from the floor. They shoot 30 free throws. You were up 20 at one point, and then tonight they shot a bunch of free throws again. Like I said, 35% from the floor, 12% from 3 for Michigan State. So you see the flashes from Flory, but he got in foul trouble. Store fouled out in maybe 15 minutes.
Oh my God, dude.
12 minutes.
12 minutes.
That's insane.
So yeah, you see the flashes with those guys. I wondered what Bill was going to do. We talked, or I don't know, did we do a UNC post game? Mm-hmm. No, but I wanted to talk to you guys just about who was out on the floor at the end of the game, and I didn't really understand why KJ and Hunter were both out there, especially when KJ's losing his man defensively, and then you create the spacing issues on the other end. And then he's just kind of a liability offensively. Like, we know that. I almost lost all of my hair tonight from just being pissed at him shooting 8-footers and 10-footers, just pull up jump shots. Like, and Bill has said it 100 times. Like, Michigan State's going to live with that. You can shoot that all day.
Yeah.
So I was interested to see what Bill would do, because against UNC, I didn't understand why KJ was out there. But tonight you couldn't really go away from him because Store fouls out. Store was in there at the end of the UNC game. Flory had 4 fouls, and you probably don't want Hunt and Flory in there together. I would love late in games when it's tight. I would love 4 shooters around Hunter, where Hunter has the paint to himself. You saw him tonight. Like, it's never going to be sexy with him, but 28 and 12, it's like, it's not even crazy for him because he's done it so much throughout his college career. But there were so many offensive boards, putbacks. Like, if they don't have Hunter tonight, I have no idea what they would have. I mean, how many shots did we make from the floor? He made 13 of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think, to go back to your original question about KJ, Bill Self just plays who he trusts, and he trusts KJ Adams. He trusts DeJuan, and I think I absolutely want DeJuan Harris on the floor late in the game. I know there's going to be takes at times, like if I don't think Diggy. I think Diggy's starting to maybe catch up to Big but I love him. The guy maybe out rebounded KJ tonight, but
oh my God, I wanted to kill KJ earlier. That one where Hunter had to help out on that was Diggy's fault, but
Diggy had 4 rebounds in 12 minutes. KJ had 3 in 27 minutes. How about KJ hitting free throws?
Yeah,
that's something.
How about,
speaking of free throws, how about Hunter Dickinson continues to just shoot like 12% from the line since about February 1st last year?
Like really the BYU fun game where he missed 15.
Yeah.
And since then, he's like a 10% free throw shooter.
Yeah, but dude. No, I love Diggy. I trust DeJuan late in games. KJ's just going to be on the floor. There's no way around it, I don't think. Bill Self trusts him. I don't know. It is very challenging, and I don't want this to turn into a conversation around KJ because, like, I think someone in the comments, it might have been our guy John Doe. He said, "Save your breath on the whole KJ starting to play a lot of minutes. It'll never change." I agree. Like, he's gonna play. I think my dream of him playing less than 30. Like, if you told me KJ plays 28 minutes, I'm happy. Like,
it was tonight, right?
But it seems like we're so far from getting there. He played like 37 against UNC, I think.
How is it possible for him to go 1 for 7 from the floor? Like, he doesn't take long jumpers. If anything, it's the shot put floater or a 10-footer or a dunk or a layup. I think the only shot he made was off a missed layup putback. But yeah, I'm looking now. Hunter made 13 of our 28 shots.
Yeah.
So our starters, when a combined 9.
It's bad. And
8 for 35.
Yeah, at one point, Dewan and KJ were 1 of 10 from the floor. But Dewan obviously,
they finished 3 for 14 combined.
And the thing I also loved about this game, and what I like about this team, to what we were saying earlier, AB, is like Zeke Mayo did not make shots. He did not look near. I mean, he looked incredible Friday night. He did not make shots, but like outside of, I guess, Hunter, I think Zeke was by far our best player. And I think you could even argue Zeke was better because Hunter Dickinson defensively is boy. But Zeke Mayo is a gamer. And I love this guy. He feels like a dude you need on your team if you're going to win a national title. AB, we always play this game. Can you see a guy holding up a trophy on the podium with Bill Self? Nobody has ever fit the mold better than Zeke Mayo. That is a guy that could win Final Four MOP. He's standing up there with Bill. He passes the podium test by far.
Do other main players on this team pass that same test?
I think Dewan,
I guess some of them already have. It's weird because Dewan and KJ, they literally have done it, but I still can't picture it.
Your question, so B-Turn, AB asked, does Hunter pass the podium test? Can we see Hunter standing on the podium with Bill Self? I think he's a good enough villain that
he's the favorite to win National Player of the Year.
Ryan's gone.
Okay.
Right. That face. He's so smiley and happy.
God, I had
there he is. He's back.
He's the favorite to win National Player of the Year, and he's like a villain throughout college hoops. Like if you're not a KU fan, you hate Hunter Dickinson. When he was at Michigan, we probably hated him. I know we didn't play him much, but he probably bothered some of our fans like he does now. So I absolutely could see it, and he feels like a guy that probably would win Most Outstanding Player no matter what, because it's kind of like the Ochai thing, where Och was one of the best players in the country, and he probably wasn't the best player at the Final Four, but he was really good to start the Nova game. Dave was the best player there, but you kind of just give it to Och because of the full season accolades, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think maybe I'm sipping the Kool-Aid on Zeke too much, but I feel like he could end up being like an all-conference type player.
No, I mean,
he's been so much better than I thought. I was really down on the idea of him. He's been so good.
He won us the game Friday night. Absolutely. He made clutch free throws. He made a tough runner. He had a nice dime, which was on the game-winning bucket, and then he was all over RJ Davis to end the game. Tonight, obviously, he didn't score it, but 10 boards, 7 assists, and then no one's talked about it, but Jaden Akins, their best player, one of their only experienced player, was 1 for 8 from the floor, 2 points, 0 for 4 from 3, and that's kind of we didn't do a pregame show or for this game, but that's really all I thought we had to do was just keep him under control. And I was wondering if they would go Juan on him all game to preserve energy for Zeke offensively, but he did a great job against Akins. I mean, Akins' point total was 14.5, and he finished with 2. So Zeke's I didn't really know what to expect defensively from Zeke, but he's been way better than I ever could have imagined.
And when you consider there were fears, like I don't think anyone truly had this fear, but the Nick Timberlake effect had us slightly concerned of like, well, can he handle this big of a jump up? But he looks like a dude that's played 3 years in Bill Self's system. He even has the ability to go out and have an ugly offensive game. Like that's always been what some of our stars will do, where it's like they're really good and then they'll have a game where you're just like, has this dude ever played in this offense before? But I loved that he was still able to go out there and affect the game the way he did. So
can I are you about to add another thing? Sorry.
Hold on, I gotta go. Or I'll be back. Give me 1 second.
Okay, I'll wait for this toss-up till you get back then. I can take you off the screen.
No, I still wanted to touch on like the lineups at the end of the game, because Friday night, obviously we talked about KJ and Hunter being in there late in games. I kind of didn't really understand why Ryland wasn't in there. I thought he was pretty good defensively Friday night against UNC. He had a couple blocks. So I guess.
Who was it? It was Juan, Zeke,
Store, KJ, and yeah. So obviously Store fouled out tonight, so Ryland was in there to end the game. But Do you think that's the lineup to end games going forward? And who would you want it to be? Like, do you want 4 shooters?
I agree. Ideally, once we get to the meat of the season, it's probably 4 shooters around Hunter. I said it. But I don't know. I think there's a little bit of something to like. We're down we're down 4 points going to the under 4 timeout. We were plus 250 on the money line, which is, I mean,
At Allen.
Yeah. And it just felt like a spot maybe where it's first big game of the year, super early in the season. Bill's just going to throw his guys out there. I'm hoping is what that was, more of the ideal 5 strategically that he wants to throw out there. Because, I mean, especially in Allen, like, you get 1 bucket to fall, you know you're going to win. Like, I don't know. But I agree with you long term. I hope if it's a Sweet 16 game and we're up by 2 going to the under 4 timeout, I hope it's 4 shooters around Hunter.
Yeah, because if it's a tie game or we're up down a bucket, Bill's going to try to force feed Hunter, and that's obviously not going to be. It's going to be more difficult when KJ's in there clogging up space. Like, we love KJ, but I guess what does he, besides energy, what does he really provide late? I know we haven't seen much from Storr and Ryland yet, but what does he provide that they don't? Like, they're a threat to make jumpers.
Yeah. Well, he's got he's got like a 5-minute stretch every other game where he just looks like he's the best player in the conference. He had that on Friday in the first half. My thing with him, I kind of already talked to Ryan about it. I hate when he shoots the mid-range shots that you brought up, but I also I'm trying to think about a devil's advocate. Like, what else is he supposed to do? You know what I mean? Like, we kind of need him to shoot that to keep spacing going. Oh, we pressed add remove at the same time.
Yeah, teams.
We kind of need him to shoot that, or at least like people to think that he possibly could shoot it to keep spacing. But it's like, if he goes to the rim, it can, starts the same issue we had last year. He can't go any further out. It's just one of those like weird things where I don't know what I want him to do. I hate that he shoots those shots, but he kind of has to keep everything moving, and it's frustrating to see.
Right, we talked about this kind of earlier, but I was asking him, like, what does KJ provide late in games that Ryland or Storr couldn't?
I mean, I don't know.
Knowing Bill's system, energy standpoint.
Trust.
KJ truly does make no sense. I think the answer is trust, but yeah, it's like, I feel like and I guess it is trust, but it's like, I trust that he will make the right play in the right moment. Whereas, like, I'll be honest, AJ Storr fouls out in 12 minutes, like, not the smartest player tonight. He also just kind of fell in love a little bit with the 3. So it's like, if we're in a final minute and we're running, if Bill Self draws up a set, is AJ Storr just going to launch a 3 instead of running the play? Like, KJ's not going to do that. He's going to run what he's supposed to run. He's going to execute. But the problem is, like, it is so insane to me that he can't rebound. He really hasn't been guarding that well. Can't really score. I don't know.
How does he go 1 for 7 from the floor?
I don't want to overreact. Champions Classic is, you just can't look too much into these games. The problem with KJ is we've seen it for 3 years. So.
Especially the first half of the first game of the Champions Classic. I swear it is always the most disgusting thing ever. I think, Jay Will's senior year when we had Michigan State up in, I think it was New York. Like, the beginning of that game I remember that just being disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to think. I guess last year we
scored a lot of points.
Scored points, but it wasn't good basketball. I think the last time we probably looked really good in the Champions Classic was the national title year, maybe. I don't know. I guess you could say we looked good last year, but that last year's team, I just blew.
But it's that's why I'm just cautioning. I saw our boy John Doe comment in here earlier. They're 3-0, number 1 in the country. Let's pump the brakes a little bit. Like, calm down.
No, I feel
literally the exact situation last year. Things can change. I'm kind of holding back.
I can't handle this take. We're gonna go back and forth on this all year. AB.
I know we are.
We got dudes. We got guys.
No, I agree. I'm more optimistic today than I was 3 weeks ago. It's just more of a matter of things that if this season goes wrong, what's it going to be? It's going to be because we fall into traps of not knowing what to do with 2 of our 3 leaders, if you will.
Yeah. Or go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, where are we at with AJ Store? I think he obviously showed tons of flashes against North Carolina, even had a little spurt today. Like that, he's the type of guy that still has me excited. It feels like he's not even close to playing at the level he could play at. Now, will he ever get to the point where Bill Self? I mean, he's got a pretty quick hook on him.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I'm excited because it feels like we haven't even got much out of him yet. Ryland Griffin has shown spurts, but really don't think we've gotten much out of or anywhere close to what we will get out of him. Love that he could just catch a ball today and launch a three when we needed it and made it. Like that was awesome. That's just something last year's team did not have. So yeah, I'm excited. AJ Store is, to me, it's like one of those two becoming really, really good is the key to us winning a national title, I think, because I think we kind of know what everyone else is, but can Store or Ryland become a really good fifth starter? What?
Breaking news: Duke's wearing their black uniforms tonight. They are the best in all of sports.
They are hot. They are pretty hot. I hate that.
Big Duke fan, Ryan Reinhardt.
No,
I think it'll just depend on the night, and I do think both are going to be really good. Like AJ, I mean, he played close to 30 minutes against UNC, and he was in there to end the game.
Yeah.
And then Ryland played like 17 minutes against UNC. So I guess it depends. Obviously, he's going to play KJ, Juan, and Hunter a ton, but I'm nervous that he's going to get. Bill knows better than all of us. He's the best coach in Kansas history, but I'm nervous that he's going to get stubborn with KJ, leaving him in there late in games. And I could see our offense getting really stagnant because you'd have Juan, KJ, Hunter for sure. And then it'd probably be Zeke or one of Store and Ryland.
Yeah, I guess answer me this. Who would you guys rather be really good? Like, let's say we're guaranteed one of Ryland or AJ will have a average year, not as good as we were hoping, but the other one has a really good year. Who would you prefer has the really good year?
Ryland.
I think it's Store for me. Like, I think Ryland's like a really safe player, but I think AJ Store's ceiling is like first. I mean, he could maybe make noise for first team All Big 12. He could be an All-American type guy, second team. Like he was second team All Big 10 last year. He averaged close to 20 points a game, and he's like a legit NBA prospect. Like I think he could be the guy that takes over late in games besides Hunter. Like,
is that Kevin McCullough 2.0 though?
That's what I was going to say. This is where I start to creep
in. What would make you take Ryland over?
Strictly shooting. If we can get a lights out 3-point shooter with already having the spacing issues that we're going to have if KJ's on the floor, there's no getting around it. If we have a guy that's just we get the comment all the time, 2014 Brandon Green, we get that 2015 Brandon Green, whatever year it was.
Yeah.
If Ryland turns into like that kind of shooter, and he's obviously better at some of the other stuff than Brandon was, like I think that it may not be I still think AJ at his peak is better than Ryland at his peak. I think for this team, Ryland at his peak fits better than AJ just because I think we've kind of seen it with AJ, but it's tough. I mean, I wouldn't say no to either. It's not like I'll be pissed off if AJ like starts to dominate, but
yeah, I mean because Store is like
he's done it before though. I mean, he shot 40% from three as a freshman. He didn't shoot it well last year. I'm not even worried about Ryland as a shooter. Like I think he's going to be a knockdown shooter regardless.
That's the thing.
5 for 14 from three. Last year he was, I don't even remember. He was in the 40s for Bama, but he was like ridiculous in the tournament.
Yeah, and I think Ryland Griffin is like, I don't know. I see your point, AB. That was exactly what I was thinking is like, are we just throwing out a Kevin McCullough? You know, he could be better than Kevin McCullough, but is he that much better? But
what if Kevin saved our season last year?
I do think there is a world where it's like if AJ Store's really good, plus we get the Zeke Mayo that played defense like he did tonight, plus DeJuan, and then you have a guy like Ryland Griffin to come in and be the sixth man that hits shots like Brandon Green did, but hopefully better, like you said, AB. Like that's a pretty sweet team.
If he's better than Brandon Green, just cut down the nets.
Brandon Green shot 50% from three his junior year.
That's
outside of being a complete,
the
guy couldn't do anything else on the basketball.
I mean, just can never forget him shoving Coach Self. Out of spite, like it looked like they were playing around and Bill couldn't do anything back. He just shoved him as hard as he could.
Did you see the Saints coach get like the stinger in his arm this weekend and he like fell into the arms of his player? I don't know. It was wild. It was again a player shoving him so hard that he got a like stinger.
It was like post game and like handshakes and stuff. He's just leaning against him.
Here's a good question, maybe. If Zeke's gonna facilitate the way he has been, 7 assists tonight. I think he had 4 or 5 against UNC. Knocked down shots, board, and they want the ball in his hands more. Could we see Juan's minutes go down more than we thought? Or is Juan just going to be in there a ton because of the way he guards? Because then with Zeke too, we just talked about how he's been defensively against RJ Davis, tonight against Akins. Like,
yeah,
how much do you need? I'm kind of just spitballing here, but how much do you need Juan in there late in games if you want the ball in Zeke's hand? He's finding guys, he's hitting shots, he's defending really well.
What's the lineup in the scenario that Juan isn't in the game?
A good question. I guess obviously Zeke, Ryland, Store, Hunter, and then
it would probably be KJ. I mean, I just don't see.
I guess, or what's going on with Shaq Moore?
I don't know.
Like, do we expect him to? Would he play over Diggy?
It's getting hard to believe, or I'm getting tough. It's hard for me to believe that a transfer.
But I like.
Yeah, if he doesn't start playing soon, like to think a transfer is going to come in and like steal minutes from a guy that Bill Self seems to kind of like. I don't know. Diggy had some tough moments tonight, but I love him.
I can just see us or our fans after a game. Like, we're going to lose a tight game, and it's immediately going to go to KJ or DeJuan. Our fans are going to blame them immediately because one of them is not going to score down the stretch, or you're going to look at the box score where they have 6 points, or like 3 rebounds for KJ, or like 2 or 3 assists for DeJuan, and they're going to be like, "Why the fuck were they in there late in the game?"
Well, here's
someone that can score.
Tell me if you agree with this take or like what I'm trying to explain here. In a weird way, I want DeJuan to play like 25, 30 minutes a game. But those minutes when he's not in, I would almost prefer to be in the first half and in the second half, like early in the half. Because I do actually trust DeJuan a lot late in the game to just – keep the ball, not turn it over, handle pressure, honestly, I trust him to make free throws late in a game. But like, I kind of like in the middle of a game, putting DeJuan on the bench and letting a lineup, like you were just saying, where you have Zeke, Ryland, just a really fun offensive lineup, letting that be there. But I still think I want DeJuan in the game late.
Yeah. Bill's not going to take DeJuan out at the end of the game.
Yeah.
I think KJ is more likely to get the boot than Juan would be. Can I ask a toss-up that's been on my mind for 20 minutes? Longer than that, but what's
that long?
Yeah, what's the bigger lie that KU Twitter has convinced us of? Is it that KJ Adams will eventually be able to be a good shooter, or that Zach Clemens is a good basketball player?
Oh my God. It's like a simulation, dude.
I feel tonight I tweeted, he's like,
our KU Twitter, all Americans, baby.
Like, he's already won the Nick Timberlake Award.
Like, nothing against the guy, but what even made him check in?
Yeah, we were playing
someone getting foul trouble
at the same time. That was banana land.
It was after Store got 2. Man. It was after Hunt. Maybe.
I mean, he missed 6 layups in 2 minutes, at least.
Whatever. Clements is a vibe guy. He's the perfect guy to have on the bench. He's the perfect guy for Bill Self to throw in when he's pissed at Flory and Hunter to make a statement. Like, you need those guys. Mm-hmm. Remember.
He's off-brand Mitch Lightfoot. It's like when Mitch was playing against, I think it was Seton Hall. That game it was not for him.
2 minutes.
That was the final 4
from the floor.
In the first layup, I think if I remember correctly, whatever, I could live with. The second one he missed. There's no world that he should miss that layup.
he's got to come in and at least chuck 1-3 a game too.
Mm-hmm.
Like Zach can't check in without
like we're in the battle for Atlantis, baby.
If Zach Clements is going to have missed shots in the box score, I need them to be NBA range threes. That I don't support missed layups, but I do support launching threes at ill-advised times.
What a moment for Bobby Pettiford. I still don't understand how he finished that in Atlanta.
Crazy.
Hey, people forget Zach Clements, like, didn't he win us a game in Allen Fieldhouse against Oklahoma? Like, wasn't he really
Freshman
good?
year.
And he was like putting his stick in his tongue out after a made three.
What team was that?
What
year was that? Was it the year we lost to USC? Or was it the title?
No, it would have been Grady Dick's year.
Oh, so the
Arkansas. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was his freshman year.
Yeah.
Wasn't he on the Natty team?
No, he and Mitch.
He was on the team.
Was he?
Yeah.
Zach Clements was on the Natty team.
He was a freshman. I saw him out in New Orleans after the game.
Wow.
Because Kane went up to him and goes, Larry Bird. That's what I tell all my friends. You're going to be Larry Bird. Remind me of
Zach Clements. Oh my God. Yeah, he did come in with KJ. John Doe is right. Right.
Yeah, the next year was Atlantis with Grady. Grady Dick is wet. Who is that, by the way?
That is Coach K's son-in-law. I'm not kidding.
Whatever his name is. I hate that guy.
When does the Duke game tip?
Already has.
Probably here in a bit, and I gotta get out of here in a second. But
already has. Probably here in a bit.
I don't know. My main takeaway is I still love this team. I love Zeke Mayo. He's honestly even better than I hoped for. I just think, like I said, comes down to Ryland and AJ. One of those guys has to be really, really good. And then if they are, I think we're good. And KJ's situation will work itself out. It's going to be frustrating, but he's also.
If it'll work itself out, I think it'll just work itself.
I still think Ryland, he wasn't amazing tonight, but I still thought he did some things pretty well. Got out in transition. He rebounded. He wasn't afraid to shoot it. Some first-year guys under Bill Self are
yes, I love that.
Scared to fire. And then, with Story, you can just tell there's going to be some growing pains, and you can see some frustration between him and Coach Self. So I could see him being good to go by conference play.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I've got to interrupt for breaking news, but it's not really breaking news.
Can it be better than AB's breaking news?
Did you guys know there's a book, and this was just tweeted by Cody Tapp.
Sure haven't.
He tweeted it at Nick Schwert, but it's a book called America's Most Winning Teams, and it's Kansas basketball. And you will never guess the player this author chose to put on the cover of this book.
Brett Ballard.
When was the book made?
It was made within the last 10 years or 5 years. I don't know. Either way.
Can you give us a hint?
Kevin Young.
No, this guy didn't even get that many minutes.
Oh, brother. Matt Kleinman.
Can we get a time frame?
It would have been like when we were all in college.
Andrew White.
Close.
Hunter Mickelson.
Same team.
Oh.
Not Hunter Mickelson, but same team as Andrew White.
Is it one of the freshmen? Is it Nadir Tharp? Is it Frank Mason?
No, I'm telling you won't. It's so.
Oh my God. Rio Adams?
Yes. This cover of this book is Rio Adams.
Oh.
What a stud.
Who the fuck wrote that?
By Diane Bailey.
Rio Adams Sr.
She spent all that time writing a book and picked that cover?
I don't even
know. Who the fuck did she think that was?
I don't know. But it's so
Cliff Alexander's who she thought it was.
Like, Oh my God.
I just read that and it made me
Can you
laugh.
imagine seeing that at a store? Like you're immediately just not, I'm sorry to this girl, but you're just immediately not buying it.
Very funny.
At least who would be like suspect as the cover, but still would pass?
Wayne Selden.
Yeah, like a Wayne Selden or like Svi or something. Like, yeah, great players, but
from one of the most historic programs in the country.
Yeah, I mean, very
Could have
funny.
went with Danny or Will or the Truth.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a deep dive on that book. But
We should do a book report on it.
yeah.
It should have been a gif of Rio Adams doing that on the bench.
Yeah, that would have been better. Can't leave here without mentioning that we're a 3-point underdog on the road against the team that currently is a 3 seed in the college football playoff.
We're winning that game.
I know, but it's
Dude.
so annoying at this point, dude.
You guys can't tell me you didn't sit there Saturday just kind of mad.
Pissed.
No, that's all I am.
Because we knew that team is capable of that exact performance.
It's
The
I
best
said
field-
in the stands, I said like
Oh,
our coaching staff doesn't deserve jail time, but maybe like community service for allowing this team to win
Probation.
6
Yeah.
games. Like at least go pick up stuff on the highway, pick up trash. Like I don't know. It's insane that this roster lost 6 games.
it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy to think what we have to do to go bowling when you're 0-5 in one-score games. The only loss that was TCU, and that game felt like a one-score game. I think we had the lead late in the third. All the shit with the refs happened. We were down 1 with like 10 minutes to go. It's not very possible for many teams in the country to go 0-5 in one-possession games.
No, it's not. And I can't sit here and rehash this, but
No.
it's insane that we are 3-point underdogs on the road against a team that is – what do they rank? Have they announced the rankings yet?
They're ranked 6th, but they're the 3 seed.
God, dude.
How did they keep winning? Oh, my sweet dick. Did you guys see Utah's AD after the game?
Dude, what a
Are you
sour
shitting
puss.
me? This game was taken from us? I thought I loved the Big 12 until tonight. This game was stolen from us. We absolutely won this game. And he
Did
picked
you
up his
see-
lanyard quick and walks off.
There was like footage of him walking on the field, walking up to that ref being like, this is why we fired you in the Pac-12. And didn't they all get fired? I don't know. I feel
Well,
like
yeah, they did. They
everyone
only
in
needed
Pac-12 got fired, but
they
I don't
needed 15% of the refs that they had last year to make this year happen. So.
It is very weird, like going to check scores. Today, I spent like a long time trying to find the Oregon basketball game under the Pac-12
know. Yeah.
tab, and I was like, "Where the fuck is it?" I was getting so pissed, and it's so weird that like all the California teams and shit are in the Big Ten.
Yeah, UCLA playing road Big Ten football games drives me insane. I can't stand it.
At Maryland.
Yeah.
Eric the enemy, baby.
All right, boys. I'm going to go watch Cooper Flag and Duke.
Well, you love them. You've been a Blue Devil since you were a kid. I get it.
Coach K.
Great program.
Coach K, most honest, good man you'll ever meet. So
Wait, what did he say to the student section?
Let's go Duke.
No, when he gave him the lecture.
yeah, well, he told him not to do that, and he wasn't even right about what they were doing.
Because it was about Capel, right?
Yeah, he thought they were mocking Capel, and they weren't. Like he just misunderstood their chant. All-time dork.
I have a serious moment. Speaking of Duke, Kyle Sinkler, T's and P's, whatever's going on, that just doesn't look great.
Wait,
It was
what
terrifying
happened?
to watch.
They put out some videos on Instagram where it just clearly looks like he's let's say lost. Let's say he's lost.
Damn.
like a mental,
Not physically.
bad. I don't know. It was creepy.
Physically, he looked like shit. Like he lost like 30 pounds since he lost. I mean, he's tiny.
It was
He
scary.
didn't look great. Yeah.
He seemed like an entirely different human being. I was like blown away when I watched that video. But
Gordon Hayward should have hit that shot.
yeah.
Who
How
was
about, by the way,
big guy?
Coach K, telling your guy to
Wow.
miss a freaking free throw on purpose in the national title game when you're up 2 is insane.
Well, guys, don't worry. Now that Coach K's
I
retired,
never knew that.
Duke can finally play some road games now. They're going to Army next year. They're playing at
Oh,
Army.
wow.
So look
Who
out
was
for
the
those
psycho shooting free throws
Wheels.
for them? The
It
big
was
dude.
Brian Zubek.
Yeah.
And Coach K told him to miss it on purpose. I will never get over that. You took a
Can you imagine
guarantee. You took, I don't know.
Matt Howard set an awesome screen on that.
What if you get an over the back? Duke probably wasn't even, or Butler probably wasn't even in the bonus because that Natty was probably rigged.
Coach K's last 2 national titles, man, drive me insane. They're such jokes.
I
cannot
fucking hate Grayson.
believe they won it in 2015 and that they won it in 2010. Oh my God, it makes me sick. Think of the teams think of 2010, you had Kansas, you had John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins.
We should have got John Wall.
Or I'm sorry, is that 2011? Yeah, John Wall was 2011, right?
No, it's 10.
10, right? Yeah,
yes.
When Xavier was in.
You have John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins, which I didn't want Kentucky to win it all either, but you have us.
And Bledsoe, right?
Yes, insane. That's how Calipari, that's when you knew that guy could not coach. But
not wrong.
But for Duke to sneak their way into the Final Four and win the national title that year, and then also win the national title in the year that Kentucky was 39-1 or whatever they were, like Coach K is such a rat.
Did we ever have to deal with losing to Duke in the tourney when we were alive?
Us? No. Well, maybe in like
Bill?
early days. Bill hasn't.
We probably lost to them in a final.
90 something.
We beat them in the 03 Sweet 16. That was sick.
01 Elite 8.
01, baby.
No.
We didn't make 02.
Talking out of my ass here. Yeah.
We beat them in 03 Sweet 16, 2018 Elite 8, and then I think maybe we lost to them in the Final Four in like 91 or 2 or something.
93.
With Laner.
Yeah.
I love how you were planning on getting off of this to go watch Duke, and now you're just shitting on Coach K instead. It makes me so happy.
Can you imagine if Grayson made that and we convinced ourselves that we would have won it in 18?
I don't think we would have convinced
that team was dirty.
Yeah, they were, but they were also they had some
no, Duke.
Oh.
I didn't think we had a fucking chance with that front court. Bagley and Carter against Doak, who was wearing a knee brace and still banged up.
And Svi, who was like 6'7", playing against Bagley, who was a lottery pick.
And then we didn't even know how
really great in the bigs.
Gary Trent was, and obviously Grayson. Duval was
stinky.
He was good in that game.
Yeah, remember how bad we wanted him,
dude. When Trent made that 3,
All right, I'm getting off.
All right.
Hey,
Rock Chalk.
3-0, baby. Rock Chalk. We'll see you.
It's such a rat.